The more your personality reflects through the clothing that you are wearing, the more you feel at home in the environment that you have created.
Welcome to our Happy Rainmakers Video Series, where point one can make a difference. I'm joined today by Joseph Rosenfeld. He is an image consultant, and he's been working in the field for over 30 years. Thank you so much for joining me, Joseph.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So I would imagine, there are certain uniforms that people have to wear. If I'm going to go try a case in court as a lawyer, I'm probably expected to wear a suit or the equivalent of a suit. But it seems like you think that I should have my own authentic version of what the uniform for a particular occasion is, something that makes me feel good.
That's true. In the case of women, you could wear a pantsuit, but you could also wear a dress with sleeves. You could wear a jacket over the top of that dress or not. There are a whole lot of parameters that go into what's possible. And even for men, although it's a suit and a shirt and a tie, period, full stop, there is still personality that can play out through said suit and shirt and tie. The texture, the pattern or the lack of pattern in your shirt or suit or tie, the colors that you're using, the way everything fits. All of these are all signifiers of what your own personality is. The more your personality reflects through the clothing that you are wearing, the more you feel at home in the environment that you have created.
What if the people in my office are all at various ends of the spectrum of how formal they're dressing? How do I feel comfortable knowing I'm making right choices?
I think that a lot of what matters has to do with the overall culture of your firm. Somebody who works in a Washington, D.C. office has a very different sense of responsibility about how they show up because it's D.C. versus somebody who has an office in Menlo Park, California, parked right outside all the tech headquarters in Silicon Valley. You are having to dress for your audiences, and how do you want to show up and have people receive that energy? And then, of course, there's all the interactions that you have with your own clients and with your colleagues and coworkers and so on. There isn't a one answer to fit all people because every attorney has his or her or their own unique pattern shaping of what your days and weeks look like. And so when it comes to formality versus informality, a suit versus a shirt and a pair of slacks, or a skirt if you're a woman who likes to dress that way. There are so many ways to convey exactly who you are. You have to actually get comfortable with understanding who you are and how you want to promote who you are within that culture. When you think about all these audiences that you have to appeal to, the number one way to understand dress appropriately, the way to eliminate a lot of the noise is how, without necessarily dressing formally only, how can you show up eliminating always the need for that level of formality where you are able to show up and give your best to utilize your gifts to be able to demonstrate them, not only in the competency of how you speak or how you write a paper or how you write something, that you're going to recite in court. When you're interacting with people, people aren't paying attention to all those other things. They're just paying attention to you. And so if you want people to come to you, offer you opportunities, help you to actually leverage your gifts and talents and strengths because you're good at them, and you may feel less good about yourself if you're parked not doing all those things. I know I feel better when I'm working because I get to do that. Part of the way that you get to do that is by showing it. That's why I say it's nonverbal. It's a silent thing. But when people can see that you are ready to go, you get those opportunities and you don't even have to try too hard. They come to you because you look like you are on your game and you are ready. And you know what else happens? The busy people usually have that game going on and they can't help it, but they get more opportunities to be busy because they're on. And that's what I call being in the flow. So if you can use your likeness, your physical presence to get yourself going and being in that flow, it's a lot easier to stay in the jet stream once you're already there. That's the amazing part about image making and what you can do. So you think it's just about clothes, but I'm here to tell you that it's about everything else that it does for you once you have put the right clothes on.
Thank you so much for being with us today. I think everyone learned something.
My pleasure. Happy to do it, Jen, anytime.